Go ahead. What are you doing, Kate?
I'm doing what is called in my class a Monday sort, where I sort my words and then I explain to an adult why they're sorted in that way.
Okay. So what do you have so far down here?
Payment, amusement, agreement, thoughtless, and flawless.
So it looks like payment. Is that one of your header words?
Kind of.
Oh, okay.
It's one of the example words.
Okay. Well, why don't you go ahead and do your sort, and then you say you have to explain to an adult?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So then there's dizziness, fruitless, blindness, politeness, emptiness, hopeless, tactless, saltiness, fearlessness, employment, powerlessness, and then here's the header, replacement, and another header, laziness, friendliness, government, priceless, and the less header, punishment, and breathless.
So now you have to do the explaining?
Yeah. Some of them make, the word a noun, and
Okay.
I forget what the others do.
Which ones make the word a noun? Can you tell just by looking at them?
The nesses and the replacement. And not the replacement, the ments.
So all these that have ness at the end, that makes the word a noun.
Yeah, and so do these.
Okay, and then these ments make the word a noun. Okay.
And the lesses
Mm-hmm.
mean opposite or without.
Okay. As you look at your words, Kate, do you think there would be a different way to sort them?
Yeah.
How else could you sort them?
Well, you could put powerlessness in the less, or fearlessness in the less. Or also, you could sort them in two groups, where the bold letters are, bold words are in one group, and the non-bold words are in another group.
Do you know why those words are bold?
Yeah. It's because, they're, like, they go at the top of the page when we cut them out, and they're the examples.
You know, I thought of another way that you could sort them into two groups. Could you sort them into words that are nouns and words that are not nouns?
Yeah. And also, this was a blank one.
Yeah.
Because we were supposed to look in our books that we're reading for one of the words that either makes the word a noun or is without or in the other column.
So, like, to find a word in your reading that matches,
Read it, that will mean some of the same thing.
that you could add it to one of these.
Yeah.
So today in class it was Monday and you got the sheet and then you had to cut out the words?
And then we sort them, and then we go over them, of which ones are in each column. And then...
That's all what you did at school today?
Yeah, and
Okay.
then we have to write them in.
So then you wrote them in here.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And what do you have to do on the other days? Like, this is what you had to do Monday night for homework, was to sort them?
Yeah.
Is this called... Okay, and then what else do you have to do?
Some days, on Tuesdays, I either get assigned a written sort, which is where you use these word cards to first sort the words into categories and then write them in our journal. And the words need to be listed in alphabetical order.
Okay.
And I could also get a blind sort, which is where an adult reads the words to you and you have to write them in your journal.
Without seeing them, is that what makes it blind?
Yeah, it's basically like a spelling test.
Okay.
And sentences are using each word in a well-written sentence that shows you know the meaning of the word.
Mm-hmm.
And you may write as few as 15 sentences, putting no more than 2 word-study words in each sentence. And each word must be in a sentence, and we have to circle or underline each word-study word. And then on Friday is our test. And so we are assigned one of those on Tuesday, and then it's due on Thursday.
One of those different kinds of activities,
Yeah.
like the blind sort or the written sort,
Mm-hmm.
or the sentences. Can you tell me a little bit about how the test goes?
Well, in our class there are 3 groups,
Mm-hmm.
and
So, excuse me, does that mean that not everybody has these words?
yeah,
Or everybody has these words?
not everybody has these words.
Okay.
There is first a group called the teal group, and then there's another group called the maroon group, and then I'm in the group called the silver group, that have these words, and there are only 3 people in the silver group. And so when we have our test, we each get a paper, and then our teacher tells us how many columns we'll need, and then what the headers are for those categories. And then she says, like, say, I think one of Teal's words. I think one of Teal's words is doodle.
Okay.
So then my teacher would say, Teal, your word is doodle, and then she would go on to then she would go to maroon, and maroon, one of your words is preacher, I think is one of her words. And then she would come to my group, and she would say, actually she wouldn't really come, and then she would say, silver, your word is priceless, or something.
And then you would have to write it down and figure out which is the right category. I think actually, is this right here? Was this like one from last week?
No.
Or sometime?
Where is
This is
one of these was from last week.
well, but was this a word study test?
Yeah, but I couldn't find the one from last week. Should be easy to find. Yeah, right here.
Okay, so this one looked like you had the base words and then words that were IER or ER.
Yeah, and then that one I got guardian.
Okay, and this is one, oh, I think you were talking to me about this one. It's like people words
Yeah.
that either end in, what is it? IAN, ER, IST, and OR.
Yeah.
And then you have a bonus word down here. Yay!
And really the only reason I have a heart here is because my teacher said that if your name was not on your paper, then to put it on, and if it was, then put a heart next to it.
So there you did. Hey, Kate, thanks for telling me about word study in your class.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye.